minutes. 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and lift off.
And good evening, everyone. And then there were 4.
Yeah.
Where's Marcus?
Because Marcus is sunning himself up on a Virgin cruise somewhere out in somewhere. Where is he gone?
He's gone
San Juan.
Yeah, San Juan, which is near Dominican Republic. That's all I know.
That's it. Yep. So they're all out there on a pre-South Florida drone meet cruise. Aren't they lucky? It's right for summer.
Yeah.
These people don't have to go to work. And as
I
Marcus
don't have to go to work, but I'm going on any cruise.
And Pete don't go to work. Can't be a minute. Oh, well, Jackie sort of goes to work, don't you, Jackie?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some weeks much more than others.
But the good news is I've got 1 week and 1 day, and then I'm off to Florida. So just saying. Right, anyway, so well, welcome all to our little chat of 1 hour in length. Let's have a quick look to see who we got in the chat. We have got Keith, we've got Suzanne, we've got Quackers, we've got is it Helen? Is it who's that? It's Karen. Is it Karen?
Karen, yeah.
Highland
Coo.
I see. Yeah, it's a name. It throws me every time I see those. And Chuck's here. How you doing, Chuck? And we'll scroll down here rather quickly. Michael joins us from Down Under. Good day, mate. And Laurie's in the chat as well. So Laurie and Chuck is building, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Oh dear. I've got another 8 sneezes to go yet.
8 more sneezes. 8 more sneeps to go. 8 more sneezes.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick's in there. John Olsen. And Justin's here. Justin. Not a very good day for flying today, Justin. So, hey, there you go. Stevie Knowles. Stevie Knowles. Anyone else? Oh, TMC. Tom. That's it. Tom. Brian's in. Hi, Brian. Nice to see you. Anyone else I've missed? Oh, Elaine's here. Elaine.
Oh, she had an X-ray on her knee today.
She had her X-ray today, yeah.
I hope all's looking good with your knee, Elaine. Well, you can't have you falling on your knees again, can I? And
that's how it all started, I think.
That's the wrong idea.
Mark R. White's in the chat, and also Caroline's in the chat.
Go on, let's do this some justice.
Count 3. 1, 2, 3. Sweet Caroline. Good time never felt so good. There you go. Right, Kev's in the chat. Oh, Bud, how you doing, Bud? Bud's in the chat. And Drone on Aerial Media, he's in the chat.
It's Colin.
Well, is anyone else I've missed?
Harvey.
Oh, Lee's in the chat. Yellow Rose Drones, Northside Hawk, which is Dominic. See, Jackie's I'll say to Jackie this, and she knows exactly what they are. Gruffalo Drone is
Gruffs. No, that's just Gruffalo. You don't know his name.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Johnny Mac. I guess that's Johnny. Steve Sutton's in the chat. Hi, Stephen. How you doing?
Yay. Well done.
I've got to see into this list yet. I'm looking. Drone on Aerial Media. Did I do Drone on Aerial Media? I can't remember.
Quackers.
That's Colin.
I done Quackers, yeah. I done Quackers about a week ago.
Quack.
Suzanne, Elaine, you got those in?
Yeah, done that.
Quackers
Yep.
who does good footage.
Oh, SJM Drones and Media.
Yeah. SJM.
Hello.
You haven't got a name for that one? No?
Oh, maybe put me on the spot.
What about JB2786,
That's John.
John? So I would have thought that was Jason, you see, Jay. So well, I got that wrong, haven't I? Right, I think I've got to the end of the list now, I think. Have I got to the end of the list? I don't know.
What about that restream fellow? He only ever puts one message and you don't see him anymore.
We don't know who he is. We just think he's...
It's Steve.
Oh,
Steve.
Restream.
SJM Steve.
Yeah, we don't know who he is. We've got to find out. Anyway, I'm going
Here's
to
our guest.
do, as if by magic, click, gone. Right, anyway, we've got a special guest tonight, and he's no stranger to the drone community, I can assure you of that, and as you probably all know anyway. But, nevertheless, let's bring him on.
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
And all the way from Sunny Florida, it's Bill Horosz. How you doing, Bill?
Good evening, Bill.
Rose, I've got to pronounce your name right, Bill. Sorry. I've had a practice and it's not working. But anyway, it's Bill that told me the story about his name, origins of Poland. So yeah, we are. Right. Anyway, Bill, welcome to our hour of madness today, so as we say.
Thank you. I was very much looking forward to it when Jackie invited me, and I could hardly wait to have been on. And I'm ready to talk drones on a Sunday with you guys.
Excellent.
That's very good to hear. Very good to hear, because obviously we've lost our sort of drone expert, so we've gained a drone expert. So
Yeah.
that's good news. So
Well, I got big shoes to fill with Marcus because he knows his stuff. So.
Well, what size
big
shoes you
ones.
take then, Bill? Marcus is about a 10, I think.
But if we're going to compare to Marcus, Bill, we need to know how many drones you've got.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
Drones. I have 6.
6.
Oh, you're over halfway there already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a letdown, to be honest. I think Marcus
Yeah.
must have at least 60.
Well, if you look around in Marcus's room, I'm guessing he may have almost like 20 or more drones at any one
He
point.
must
yeah.
have. He must have. The thing is, when you see Marcus, you see him drones behind him. That's only a small portion. Or his rest. I think he's sitting on a box of them. He's having
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well, he has most of them are at arm length.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, up here. He's got them everywhere.
He
Absolutely has them
indeed.
everywhere.
Bill, have you got a favourite drone out of all your drones?
Yeah.
Air 3S is for sure. I absolutely love that. And I don't know if you guys knew the story behind my Air 3S. It was real interesting because, I love the Air 3. And I was so excited to get in the Air 3S. And I'm like, I'm just like, yeah, this is great. This is great. This is great. Okay. So I get it. And then I'm looking and I'm processing video and I'm seeing the video stutter on it. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then, lo and behold, what I did was I'm like, okay, this has to be a defective drone. So I sent it back to DJI. So they go ahead and they send me a new one. It was real interesting. It came through Canada because we have had some customs issues and that type of thing. So I ended up getting it. And the second one, I'm like, it's the same thing. What is going on here? And then I finally figured it out with the help of DJI and some other people. What happened was the computer I had, the refresh rate on it was 160 megahertz, okay? And I needed to have that down to 60 megahertz because what had happened was I was recording in 4K 30 frames per second, and it showed like a part of it would like freeze and get like slow motion, and then what I ended up doing was to correct it, and I adjusted the refresh rate on my computer, number one, and number two, I'm now doing all my videos in 4K 60 frames per second, and it's like that video from the Air 3S. I'm like, it's better. It's as equal to, or I think even better than my Mavic 3 Pro, and I love my Mavic 3 Pro. But the video from that is just like I told Ron and Marcus, it's golden. It's just absolutely
Yeah.
perfect.
So the first
can't
drone
get better.
was probably all right then. The first drone you sent back.
Yeah. What was interesting was, that first drone I sent back was still fine. That wasn't the problem. But DJI was great. They were very
Yeah.
timely. And one of the things I found out in dealing with them through the years, it's like, how you can attract more flies with honey. And if you're nice to them with their customer service, they're very nice with you, and they're very responsive. And that's what I tell everybody. I said, don't get mad at them. Don't get upset at them. I said, but speak calmly with them. Be real calm with them. And as a matter of fact, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to get exactly what you want. And that's exactly what happened here. They were very timely, very prompt with their responses back to me when I was having the issue. I could not have been more pleased. They were just absolutely fantastic.
It's the attitude
really
test, isn't it? The attitude test.
Yeah.
I've always found them to be really, really good. Like, I've had a couple of crashes, posted videos, and they've actually approached me and said, send your drone in for check-in. And I've said actually it's all right, but and then another time I did send it in and they repaired it. Yeah, they're really good.
I would have never
Flying
thought
solo.
refresh rate on the screen.
No,
It got prompted. I had sent them my video, and I sent them the raw video, and I sent them an unprocessed video from YouTube, because what I do is, in my professional life, I'm an IT tester. I'm a quality assurance tester, and I have to test software. And part of that is knowing what to send, what to do, and knowing some combinations of things. Okay, and I sent them a YouTube file, but I also sent them the raw file as it came directly off the drone. And then sure enough, they sent a response back from their team. It took a couple of days. And then they said, why don't you what's your refresh rate on your computer? And I told them, and they said, there's your problem, basically.
Oh,
I mean, it was like right there.
So which
was great.
What's an acceptable value?
Because a lot of people were sending me, a lot of, advice. I was getting, and that's one thing, when you ask for help, you'll get it. And my inbox in my email was flooded with great advice, which all was great. But I told everybody, I said, look, this is the course I'm going. This is where it's going to end up. And sure enough, I mean, it's just like right now, it's fantastic. I absolutely love that drone. I could not be more pleased with a drone that I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's just been from the get-go with that drone. It's been fun. And
So
one
why
of the things that I've recently, go ahead.
I was going to say,
I'm
so
done.
why did the problem with your refresh rate show up with that drone and not with any of your other drones?
Yeah, and that's a real good question, Jackie. And I asked them that, and they said probably because when you had recorded that at 4K 30 into the other drones, because there was a change in the codec with the Air 3S. They did make a change with that, and I think that had something to do with that, because I asked them that.
Yeah.
I asked them that very question. Why hadn't it shown up previously? Because especially like on my Mavic 3 Pro. Or the Air 3S, or not, because I recorded the same. And they said the codec was changed with the Air 3S. They did a software change regarding that. And I said, okay, that probably is why it ended up doing that. So I was, like I said, I've been real pleased with it. One of the things I went out and I did some research on was I wanted to get a battery charger. I wanted to get a parallel battery charger for the Air 3S, because charging sequentially, it takes forever. You're going to be there 2.5, 3.5, almost 4 hours if you want to charge all 3 batteries. So what I ended up doing was I went out on Amazon. I did a pretty good exhaustive research, and I found one that I think is it's so good, and it looks like a Y symbol on it. It's a company that's pretty well known out there. And what I like about it, it gives a digital readout on each battery as it's charging it. You can also charge it to store batteries, like at 60% instead of like fully charging them. So for long-term storage, you could do that. But all told, like charging 3 batteries is like 70 minutes. I mean, it's fantastic, especially if you're out in the field, if you're doing workflow and you need to have those batteries ready. It's fantastic to do it. And what's nice is, a lot of early versions of these chargers would overheat. They had really poor air circulation and fans. They've really beefed them up. They're absolutely fantastic. And one of them now actually has an app that you can pull up on your smartphone that you can take a look and see like absolute details about your battery. The other nice thing about this charger is I have both the Spectra drones. I have a Spectra Mini, which is really a Mini 4K, and I have a Spectra Air, which is really an Air 3S. And their batteries are although they're the same, okay, you can't cross swap batteries because of software, but you can use the same charger on them. And that has absolutely been fantastic for me.
That's good.
Did you miss me?
Yeah, we did. Especially like,
I must admit, I was just sitting there with my computer, just went, doof. I went,
awesome.
who done that? Who threw that? Anyway,
Yeah.
so-
Where's your brandy coke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce haven't filled it up though. Look. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So I had a worry for me because Bill's voice. Bill was talking, and also it seemed like he said the same thing about 2 times. And my computer just went. It just went off. I thought, what going on?
Technology, eh?
I was more worried
On a
about.
live show, anything can happen.
Well, I was more worried about the show. Actually, I just had this vision somehow that everything was gone. You know.
Yeah, it's been
And we
taken
were still here.
over.
We were
We've
busy
been
chatting.
hacked.
Anyway, so obviously people know that what Bill does, he reviews drones. Alas, the name Bill, the drone reviewer. Was expected. So we've got some samples or examples. I think Jackie's picked some rather good
I have.
ones here.
Listen, Bill, I've got. Don't be mad at me for my first choice, please.
All right, I'm good.
Jackie, you can take it out on me, you know. Anyway.
I just saw this and I thought it was brilliant.
So as Marcus says, because he's not here, punch it, Chewy.
Hey drone fans, Bill from Bill the Drone Reviewer here. Who's Bill the Drone Reviewer and what is this channel all about? Let's find out. Bill from Bill the Drone Reviewer here. Let me give you a little background on myself. I'm a seasoned IT professional with a passion for technology, especially drones. My first drone was an Autel Robotics X-Star Premium, which was an excellent starter drone. I've since purchased a DJI Mavic Pro and have currently ordered a DJI Spark. As of February 2017, I passed my FAA Part 107 exam and I'm a licensed SUAS remote pilot. My goal is to open an aerial photography business specializing in real estate and event photography. So another channel on drones, you may ask? Yes, but I'm different. Let me explain. There are a number of quality channels on drones out there who give excellent reviews. But the one thing I found in watching all of these channels is in order to get the information that I was looking for, I would have to fast forward through the long segments just to get that information. I started this channel with a goal in mind to give you clear, concise, on-point reviews on drones and drone accessories. I will also cover drone safety, something which I'm passionate about, tips, tricks, studying for Part 107 exams, and the drone industry in general. If it's about drones, you found the right channel. In the description, you can check out links to my Facebook page, my DJI Mavic Facebook group, my DJI Spark Facebook groups, my Twitter account, and my Instagram account. And I also have a blog. If you've enjoyed what you've heard so far, hit the subscribe button so you can catch all of my videos, like, and share with other drone enthusiasts. That's it, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Wow.
Oh,
That was
Bill's first video, wasn't it?
that was it. And well, what was really funny, another story is very shortly I started having a live show on Tuesday nights, and at first I called it Tuesday Night Rotor Talk Live, and now it's just Rotor Talk Live. And my first guest was Sally French, who goes by the Drone Girl. But what was really funny about that episode was I had horrible bronchitis. I mean, I could barely talk, and I had her on. We talked for almost 45 minutes. I had her on that show, and it was, and I trudged through it. and it came out pretty well. And that was the start of Rotor Top was doing that. And then shortly after that, it wasn't more than about 6 months or so, Ron joined me, and we started doing them together. And this was even before. And then he introduced me to this guy from Idaho, and he was called. He had the Idaho bobsled. Okay,
He was
and I'm
the
like,
sledgehead back then.
Sledgehead. Sledgehead.
Idaho bobsled guy kind of thing. Okay, introduced me to Marcus, and then Marcus started coming on, and then they started Drone Nation not long after that, probably about a year or so after that. So, and we try not to duplicate things like from Monday to Tuesday. I try to be real careful and mindful. I will always watch their show, and I try to be mindful and not duplicate, the content that they've had on there. Of course, if there's some breaking news, obviously we're going to cover something like that. But we try to keep that separate. They have different guests. A lot of times, it's I don't have as many guests on as I did before in the past, because basically what I do with my format is I want to keep it, I want to cover some basic drone news up front. And then the last half hour or so is the main topic that we're going to cover. And lately, for the past several weeks, we've been covering the Mavic 4 Pro, which, there's just been a plethora of news coming out. It seems like almost every day from the leakers out there about that drone. So, the content has been good, and it's great to see that. I mean, it's all one of the things I look at that and I have to laugh, and thank you for sharing that, Jackie. That's fantastic. It's my hair color. Okay. My hair is grayer now. And it's like, well, and I have to say one thing, I have 2 granddaughters. Okay. So they're probably part of the reason my hair is even more gray now.
I've got a question for you, Bill, from Alex asked, says, hi DSI panel. Question for Bill: which drone is your go-to just to go and have some fun, whether you make content with it or not?
It would be the Spectre Mini, which is really like the Mini 4K. I love that drone. I call it resilient. Okay. In Florida, you got to be mindful of the wind down here, because especially during the month of March, the wind really kind of picks up. But when it's calm outside, it's just a fun little drone to fly. I enjoy the daylights out of it, and I've had nothing but success and good luck with it. And people are real attached to that, because on Amazon it got to the lowest point of $219 US, which was fantastic. Right now it's at $269 US, and I've been working with my contacts, and there's only 2 groups on Facebook, and I have one of them, and I work real closely with I have contacts at Cogito, or is the name of their company. It's over in Hong Kong, and I work real closely with them. And the only place you can get the drones and the batteries are out on Amazon. And the drones are in good supply, but the batteries are in short supply. And I've been working with them to try to amp this up, because I get a lot of inquiries. Hey, Bill, can you help me? I'm looking to get batteries for that. And what I tell them what to do is this: when they become available, they'll only let you buy one at a time. So I tell them, I said, do that. Go out there, buy one, get it in your cart, pay for it, and then go and then order a second one. And that way, that's how I ended up getting multiple batteries for it. And like I said, those batteries don't work, in the DJI Mini 4K, and DJI Mini 4K batteries don't work in the Spectre. But it's fun. They've been very responsive, and they told me, as far as service is concerned, because a lot of people are like, what do I do if I need to service it? There's services here in the United States, so it doesn't even go out of the country if you need to get them serviced. And it's the same thing with the Spectre Air too. That's every bit as good as the DJI Air 3. I mean, it's indistinguishable. I mean, except for the markings on the drone, you can't really tell the difference between the two. And the same with the Mini 4K and the Spectre Mini. The markings are the only thing that's really different on them.
Okay, well, we've got a video to talk about the Spectre Air and the Spectre Mini. There's another video that Jackie selected for us, so let's watch this one.
Spectre Air and Spectre Mini. Accessories available. Got that coming up next. Bill, the drone reviewer here. If you like the content of this video or anything on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. With that, let's begin. Today, I found out that accessories are now available for the Specta Mini and the Specta Air out on Amazon. So without any further ado, let's roll that clip in its entirety. I have some great news. I found out today that accessories are now available for the Specta Mini and the Specta Air. So let's go ahead and take a look at that out on Amazon's page. They do have home accessories and posts. Let's go ahead and click on accessories, and you can see right here, the Specta Air Intelligent Flight Battery is $146. Specta Air Low Noise Propellers for a pair, $12. Specta Mini Intelligent Flight Battery for $44, and Specta Mini Propellers for $12. Now, recently, the Specta Mini is now available, and you have seen the reviews. I've done 2 of them already out on YouTube. And currently, right now, the Specta Mini, let's go ahead and bring that up, that is $259 out on Amazon's website. And also to let you know, too, the Specta Air is on sale. The Specta Air, they did have it on sale for a while, and they did put it on sale again. Currently, right now, it is $899 out on Amazon. I also want to let you know, too, that I have received a number of emails regarding the Specta Mini, and the app is not available for iOS. I want to suggest that you can contact Specta at this email address, and let me go ahead and share that with you here. Okay, that email address is after-sales@cogito-text.com. That's after-sales@cogito-text.com. I have posted links in the description for the accessories out on Amazon, and also the email address for Cogito to email them regarding any questions you may have about either drone. Question of the day: what did you think of Specta Air and Specta Mini accessories available? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.
It's a great day to fly.
So obviously, Bill's got a plethora of videos on various stories and whatever of drones. So like Marcus's channel, check it out and after the show, and like and subscribe. And you still doing a live show on, is it Mondays? Is it Bill? Or is it?
Tuesday. We're on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock Eastern, and going on our 8th season.
Okay, so if you're in the UK at the moment, it's 4 hours behind, or after next Sunday, it will be 5 hours behind, just in case. There you go.
Yeah, like 1 a.m. for me. It's like,
Indeed, yes, yeah, so it's one. Yeah, oh, there you go. Right, so I think there was another question actually for you, Bill. I've lost it now because all the chat's gone flying through the roof. Not that one, not that one. Right, this is from Mark R. White. Hey, Bill, the radio amateur, as well as what do you think of the FCC talking about removing the need for a license for hand?
Okay. Just to let you guys know, I have other channels. One of my other channels and one of my other hobbies is ham radio, and I know there's several here that follow me, which is really interesting because I have a live show on Wednesdays at 5 o'clock Eastern on my ham radio channel. It's called Ham Radio Basic. And I did talk about that last week. One of the things with the new change in administrations and everything is they're talking about trying to streamline things and get rid of some of the waste. And one of the things that they were talking about was there are 3 classes of licenses for ham radio here in the United States, and you have to take an exam to pass all those. Okay, for example, you start out, there's a technician license, there's a general license, and there's an amateur extra. And basically what happens is you're allowed access to more of the bands. The higher you progress on that, the more bands you can access. I'm an amateur extra. I studied and passed all 3 of these exams. Good thing is you never have to go back and do this again. Every 10 years or so, You do have to renew with the Federal Communications Commission. It's like $25 or so. It's online. It's seamless. But what they're talking about was doing away with this entirely and letting people on. Like, for example, there's a general message radio service. It's called GMRS, and you can get your license by just paying them $25. You don't have to take an exam. A lot of people are saying that, I learned the most about ham radio when I was studying for these exams. You learn, you have to learn the material. You learn about setting up antennas. You learn about the handhelds. You learn about the big rigs. You learn about, how much wattage. You learn about batteries. I mean, there's so much to learn with this. And then to just say, oh, okay, you're good to go on everything. That, I completely disagree with that. Just keep it in the format. There's a couple. There's really good. There's like Ham Radio Prep. It's an online course, and they actually guarantee you if you don't pass your test, they'll refund your money. And I've actually taken it, and I'm good friends with the man who created this, and he's done a fantastic job, and he's really got a lot of people into the hobby, and I think it's great. So I think it needs to just stay the way it is.
Okay, yeah. All right, okay, so if you've got any questions, we're going to show another video now, so have your questions ready for Bill, because I'm sure he's keen to answer them. There you go.
DJI Air 3 and the 2024 Tundra. Got that coming up next. Bill the Drone Reviewer here. If you like the content of this video or anything on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. With that, let's begin. If you follow me for some time on Bill the Drone Reviewer, you know that back at the end of December, I ended up getting a brand new 2024 Toyota Tundra. Well, the other day, I went ahead and I shot some video of it with the DJI Air 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at that video.
Jump into the car on a Friday night, I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town, I've never seen a sky so blue. We don't ever play it and the night is young, it doesn't matter what we do. There ain't nobody like, you look so beautiful. And I'm so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. Talking about yourself and you make me smile. I can listen all night long. I tell you about the time when I first met you, listening to our favorite song. Walking on the street when you caught my eye, something about the way you move. No, there ain't nobody like, so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. Ain't nobody like you.
Question of the day. What did you think of DJI Air 3 and the 2024 Toyota Tundra? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.
Lovely. They're both lovely, Bill.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun doing that one. I had a lot of fun doing that one. I ended up just a little bit of background why I ended up getting a full size truck here. It's very difficult driving around here. There's a lot of fender benders around here, and I almost got into a serious accident with I had a Toyota Highlander previously, and I told my wife, I said, you know what, I want to buy a tank, okay? But the federal government was
I've said that before.
selling
Wow.
me one of their M1 Abrams tank. So I said, let's do the next best thing, and I got a full size Toyota Tundra. I have been so pleased with it. It has been fantastic. It's been great to drive. It's kind of dicey parking it, but other than that, I
I
mean,
bet you're like
it has
up here
great
compared to everyone else.
Oh yeah. Well, it has. What's nice is there's so many cameras on it. It makes it so easy to park. It's not really that much of a challenge. But I have a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm real thankful for it.
I think
It was
me
a
and
lot of
Terry
fun doing
knows
it.
it. Me and Terry, when we drove up from Miami last year, we had this little BMW sports car, and I think we were sort of like on the ground, and everyone else was going.
Oh,
Look at those two old twats. Yeah.
I thought you were going to get a Cadillac though, weren't you?
No, we were going to get a Mustang, full
Oh,
Mustang.
that's it.
We
Yeah.
got there and said, sorry, we haven't got. I thought,
Oh.
I've come all the way to Florida. You haven't got a Mustang for me.
But instead, though, you're going to have a BMW convertible. I'm having the top down, says Bill.
Well, the thing,
As good as a Mustang.
the thing was, we got in the car and the top was down, and we thought, well, we can't put the top up because we're driving.
Yeah.
And because it wasn't until we got to the hotel, we went, does anyone know how to put the top up on this thing? We hadn't got a clue. It was
And
funny.
very red knees, didn't you?
Yeah, my face was the same colour as Bill's truck. I better recognise that colour from somewhere.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear. So, Bill, what do you know about? So, there was a question asked earlier on. The imminent release of the Mavic 4, we believe, is next month.
Yeah, the best leaks just came out. It was ironic. I just had the show on Tuesday with Ron, and then Wednesday got some breaking information came out. And Jasper Ellens is absolutely fantastic, and he and Igor Bogdanov have been the ones who have really continue to give us information about the drones. And Jasper is working in conjunction with Drone XL with Hi Kestelu, and Hi does a fantastic job.
Marcus.
Absolutely fantastic. Oh, look.
Well,
Oh,
Mark, I don't know if
my.
you can hear me, but
Can't see him.
it's very.
Light on him.
Yeah,
Mark, are you there?
Must be night time.
No, I still can't see him.
Yeah, it's night time.
he must be at Heathrow Airport. Marcus, can you hear us, Marcus?
Take your sunglasses off.
Put your glass on your face, not over your camera. Marcus, well, we'll leave him there, because he may appear, you don't know. Anyway, Marcus, we can not see you, we can not hear you, but apart from that, Marcus on the show.
He's in there. He's in his cold.
I'll put him in the right place. Just in case he suddenly appears and the ship's very rocky, Marcus go. Anyway, so let's watch another video, shall we? This one is the DJ Air new. Oh yeah, well, this is when this I think is the original DJ Air, not the Air 3S. There we are.
DJI Air 3. New seen some other leaked pictures of the DJI Air 3. Question of the day. What did you think of the DJI Air 3 new leak? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.
It's back in now.
So are we rolling now? Because obviously the
Yeah, it just froze for a sec, but it's all right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. So yeah, it wasn't me. My screen was rolling perfectly, so it must be a YouTube thing. For once, I'll blame YouTube anyway. Yes, Bill's on. What's it? Yes, Bill's on his question of the day. Okay. No, I'm not sure. Well, it's live, it all goes wrong sometimes, but hopefully not for too much. Well, I think Marcus was popping in and out, but he's not. It was Marcus's fault. I think we.
Yeah.
We
As it's not here, we can blame it on Marcus.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. It was the Marcus's ship's Wi-Fi. I think.
Bill, how did you get into drones?
Very interesting. That's a great question, Jackie. I back in 2017 or so. No, it was back in 2016. I had a college reunion, and one of my classmates, her husband, brought a drone to our reunion, and he took a photograph of us standing on the steps. And then I really kind of pressed him because he was telling me, yeah, he says I'm allowed to fly over the campus, and it has these automated functions, and it was a DJI Phantom 3. And I'm like, wow, okay. This is I'm like, this is really good. And then we sat with another couple whose husband worked for the FAA, and he talked about, yeah, you'll end up needing to get a license. It would be called a Part 107. And so that just really kind of started the ball rolling with me. And then I looked in I made the decision for my first drone. I got an Autel X-Star Premium, and I called it the Big Orange Pumpkin. That's what people originally referred to it as. And it looked like a Phantom 3, Phantom 4 kind of drone. The two big problems with that drone were the battery was constantly having battery issues with that. And then the software, they ended up going, by the time I ended up selling the drone, it wasn't even, you were on a beta version of the software. Autel hadn't updated it, and they were real slow. And so what I ended up deciding to do was, after that, getting the original Mavic Pro. And I got it. I ordered it on a Friday from a place here in Florida, and it was delivered on a Saturday. But, and then right away with the Mavic Pro, that took off. I got so interested in it, found help out on Facebook because, for example, my biggest thing, I was trying to put the gimbal cover back on, and I couldn't figure out, how do I put this gimbal cover back on? And lo and behold,
in the community knows.
yeah. And somebody sent me a 10-second video on how to do it. And I'm like, okay, this is great. This is absolutely, these people are fantastic. And that's how that really kind of started the ball rolling for me. Now, as you saw in my introductory video, I had originally had plans to want to get into maybe doing real estate photography and videography. But then I found out, and I got a real education in a hurry down here in the state of Florida. For example, I lived most of my life up in Ohio, and there are not a lot of people fly drones up in Ohio. So it's easier to get, like, if you wanted to get a drone job up in Ohio. Down here in Florida, it's like on every street corner, there's somebody who will do real estate videos or roofing inspection videos. And it's just way too overcrowded. And I said, and you know what? You have to get incorporated, become a limited liability corporation. And, it costs at least $500 to $1,000 to do all that. You have to get insurance. And it's a nightmare when if you really want to get incorporated on something like that. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to keep it and do what I'll call my educational videos, because that's basically the videos that I put out there, other than the weekly shows, are educational type videos. And that's what I want to do. it's very rare that I fly for fun. But when I retire, one of the things I'm going to be doing at least one day a week is go out there and just fly for fun and throw those videos out there. They're not going to be super edited or anything or have a lot with them, but I'm going to go out there, just some of the scenery and sights and sounds from around the area and do that, but still continue my educational type videos. I wanted to get back to the Mavic 4 Pro. I know we had talked about that a little bit when we had seen Marcus was trying to come on. A couple things I want to mention about that is one of the things that we've seen recently in this week was we have had a problem getting drones here to the United States. For example, you couldn't get an Air 3S, you couldn't get a Mini 4 Pro. They just were not getting shipped over here to the United States. Well, lo and behold, the past week, that problem's cleared up. And apparently what the problem was, the U.S. government had a problem with DJI, and this has nothing to do with the drone ban, but they had accused China of using forced labor to build their drones, okay? And that was completely proven false. So once they finally did that, evidently that cleared up. So that allowed people to be able to order drones. Because I know I had a couple, and it was really interesting. DJI would ship drones to us. Usually they would come Federal Express or UPS. Well, lately they had been shipped using DHL, okay? Now, DHL isn't as prominent in the United States as it used to be. But what was happening was they were coming through the port of Miami, Florida. Well, if you're familiar with Miami, Florida, they really have to be careful down there because a lot of drugs come in through Miami and they have to be super careful on things. So, a lot of people's drones got held up in customs for weeks there because of that issue. I know Original Dobo, who you guys probably know, he had a drone that was held up there too. So, conversely speaking, now, these drones are available. And I think what's going to happen is this. I got an education on customs and drones and things because what DJI likes to do in advance is they like to send pallets of drones. And I mean like pallets of drones to they have 3 or 4 distribution centers here in the United States. And when they're in supply, it's like pretty much next day you can get the drone. Like if you order it, it'll be there in a day or two. All right. Well, what happened was with this was they were only coming in one drone at a time. And because of that, every drone had to go through an customs inspection. But when they come in on a pallet, all they do is they swipe one barcode on there. And let's say, there's 100 drones in that pallet and they'll get there. And what DJI really likes to do is have these drones in stock and available for customers. So what I'm hearing is this is what's going to happen with the Mavic 4 Pro. They're going to be in stock, they're going to be available, and they'll be ready to have for customers here in the United States. So that's some good news. It was good seeing that with like the Air 3S and the Mavic 4 and the Mini 4 Pro. They're back in stock, they're back available, and you can purchase them and get them pretty much in 2 days now.
So easy. Who was just saying? Bud was saying that he's DJI Flip was sat in customs for 3 weeks. I mean, it does seem a bit strange that sort of something would take that long, but you've probably sort of cleared it up for us, Bill, of why that's happening. So let's watch another video. Where are we? I think I've got to find the right one. Okay, right. Yeah, this one here. Here we go.
DJI Mavic 3 low light test. Got that coming up next. Bill the Drone Reviewer here. If you like the content of this video or anything on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. With that, let's begin. One of the things that I was very excited about with the DJI Mavic 3 was its low light capabilities. So the other evening I was able to get up during sunset and be able to utilize those low light capabilities. Let's take a look and see how that came out. question of the day. What do you think of my DJI Mavic 3 low light test? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.
That's pretty good.
Like
Now, if you
hand
saw it,
low light.
when I first started out, that's a development that we live in, and that house right near the end that you see right there, that's our house with that big, the big side yard. That's the house right there. And what's funny is because it was done so long ago, everything's built up now. Everything's built. We live.
You blink and
They
everything
go
goes
up.
up.
I mean,
Comparison video. Do it
I
again.
want to let you guys in on a little secret here. It's not really a secret, but it's something I've been talking about on the channel, and I wanted to share it with you guys and with your viewers, okay? Because I know, there's still a lot of talk about a drone ban here in the United States, and it really kind of like, a lot of people are thinking, we're going to get our Mavic 4 Pro, and we might not be able to get a drone for like 3 or 4 more years because of just the way things are and everything. Well, one of the things that I think is going to happen, and this is just me, this is not based on any information that's out there or anything available. It's just kind of like my sixth sense. It's like my gut feeling is telling me what's going to happen is this. And they had talked about it for years, and I don't know why they really haven't pursued it. But I really think what's going to happen is I think DJI is going to build a factory here in the United States. They're going to employ United States workers, and we'll be able to get drones from that factory, from those workers, built here in the United States. I think, the United States looks very favorably on companies that want to come here and employ people and build factories. I mean, there's a number of them that have just stated within the recent past 30 or 40 days, they're going to be building new plants here and employing American workers. And I think that's I think that's the big thing right now. I think they want to get people employed here. And I think it's good for everybody. It's good for the economy. It's just a sixth sense. It's a gut feeling because, and I can tell you, I don't know, you guys probably heard Romeo Dersher, who was a great friend of DJI. He did a lot for drones with public safety. He recently passed away. Yeah. And I just did a tribute video to him. I had him on the show about that. And he was one of a great proponent about that. And, a lot of first responder organizations here in the United States use DJI drones, and they've been shown as life-saving tools. I mean, there no questions asked. And I think, and it's been rebuffed time and time again that DJI sends no data back to China. I mean, they even eliminated that capability here in the United States to send data if you wanted to back to China. So that's non-existent. So, my hope is going forward is that they will go ahead, and I really think this is what's going to happen is a win-win solution, is they will go ahead and let them build a plant here in the United States, let them employ American workers, and be able to sell drones here in the United States. I really think that's going to happen. That's just gut feeling for me. But I wanted to pass this on to all you guys because I'm thinking a lot of you guys don't really hear our news and hear things that are going on. And I wanted to give you a straight scoop on things here because, you got to be real careful with your news sources and things like that. And I'm always careful on my show. That's one of the things that I always do. So.
Right, okay. Thanks for that, Bill. Yeah, that's very good. So now we come to that time of day we've all been waiting for. I know. But But anyway, here we are.
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
Oh,
I have got one as well.
Go on then.
Do you want me to get? Yeah, all right. A woman asks her husband if he'd like some breakfast. Bacon and eggs, perhaps. Slice of toast. Maybe a nice section grapefruit and a cup of fresh coffee. He declines. It's this Viagra, he says. It's really taken the edge off my appetite. And at lunchtime, she asked me if he'd like something. Bowl of homemade soup. maybe with a cheese sandwich. Or how about a plate of snacks and a glass of milk? Again, he declines. No, thank you. This is Viagra, he says. It's really taken the edge off my appetite. At dinner time, she asks if he wants anything to eat, offering to go to the cafe and buy him a burger supper. Or would you rather I make a pizza from scratch? Or a best tasty stir fry? They only take a couple of minutes. Once more, he declines. Again, thanks, but it's this Viagra. It's really taken the edge off my appetite. Well, then she said, would you mind getting off me? I'm starving.
Terry's joke of the week.
I didn't see that coming.
I'm thinking, where's he going with this?
I like that when I found it. I thought, that's enough. It's reasonable.
That was good. That was good. I like that.
Thank you, Bill.
we got some small. Oh yeah, we got some small ones. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see it yet. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Patrick. Well done, Patrick. Thank you.
There we are. Come on, give a big cheer for Terry. Come on, I'm happy you lot. I've got
All
one,
right.
two,
Hooray.
yeah.
Hooray.
Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, Bill, are you joining us at the South Florida Drone Meet?
Yes, we will be there. My wife, believe it or not, okay, my wife constantly asks me, when are we going? When's the meetup? She loves going. She really enjoyed meeting you guys last year. She loves going to this. She absolutely loves it and just has a great time. And you know, and this is one of the things that I always tell everybody is, what drone did you bring? I said, I didn't bring a drone. I brought my wife. Okay.
Okay. I'm bringing both.
Because
Bill.
I'll tell you what, you know, happy wife, happy life kind of thing. You know, it's the same thing. You know, if I have a happy wife, that means I can get drones. Okay. So I keep her happy. But, you know, the big thing about going to something like this is talking to everybody and spending time with people. You know, it's like if I want to go fly a drone, there's 364 other days a year I can go fly my drone. It's being able to spend time with people and talk to them.
Indeed.
I mean, it's just invaluable. I get such a great kick out of that. It's just so much fun. You know, and I got to say this, you know, Ray Kelly, the work that he does in getting this together year in and year out, you know, I can't lavish enough praise on him. He just does such a fantastic job on that. Johnny Alfonso helps him out a lot too. I know Matt Cundiff as well, but Ray Kelly, he just takes it, gets the ball rolling with it. He just does so much for the drone community, and I tell you what, you know, my hat is off to him.
He made us so welcome.
Indeed, everyone did. You know, I'm looking forward to it this year. You know, it is sort of something different. I mean, I love drone meets, you know, but this one is the drone meet of drone meets, as it were. So, anyway, well, that's all I've got time for. Bill, thanks ever so much for coming on tonight, because it's been a pleasure. Obviously, check out Bill's channels. Bill, just run past your channels again.
It's Bill the Drone Reviewer. You can also check me out on Ham Radio Basics, and I also have another channel. It's called Florida Panthers Den. I'm a big hockey fan, and the Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup last year, and I do a weekly podcast on that. It's the fastest growing hockey podcast in the United States right now. So I'm real proud of that. I put a lot of work into that. So and I've gotten to know a lot of the news personalities and the reporters and everything, and gotten to be good friends with them, and just looking to have some fun with that, because hockey playoffs are coming up and I'm real excited about that. So, but thank you guys so much for having me on. I can't thank you enough. You guys do a fantastic job. Keep up the good work, and do me a favor. Try to keep Marcus in line. Ron and I, we never can quite do that. So, see you guys keep it in line.
Marcus.
Well, Marcus, if you're watching and catch up, we love you. Anyway, until next week,
Marcus.
And from Terry, Kev, Jackie, and myself, and Bill, we'll see you all again this time next week. If you're flying, don't forget to take your drone. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.